Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a look at another brand new card from the upcoming GGDN set over in Japan. It is Tag Switch. It has been translated by the lovely David Hochmann over at RappelmannTCG on Facebook. And it is a very, very interesting card indeed. According to David, and why would David lie? He's a nice man and he's usually pretty good at this. It reads, switch up to 2 energy from one of your tag team Pokemon to another Pokemon. Now, I would say this is double energy switch, but it's not. This is better than double energy switch. Because you see, energy switch is fairly specific in that it only allows you to switch basic energy. This does not just allow you to switch basic energy. This allows you to switch basic energy or special energy. So if you want to switch something like a double colorless energy or something like a rainbow energy, you absolutely can. I mean, to be fair, we're not seeing a lot of special energy played with Tag Team GXs at the moment, but you know, Eevee and Snorlax might have a double colorless energy. You don't know, because you weren't there. So it's kind of like a better double energy switch, or kind of like multi-switch. Except multi-switch only lets you switch from the benched to the active. This lets you switch from any Tag Team GX to any other Pokemon, benched or active, benched or active. But then we get back to the issue of you can only switch from a Tag Team GX. You can switch to anything else, but you can only switch from a Tag Team GX. But here's the thing. Tag Team GXs have Tag Team GX attacks. That's what they do. That's their hook, so to speak. And what's really cool here is that they need extra energy to do so. So let's take Pikarom as an example. Pikachu and Zekrom for free energy does 200 damage. That's pretty good. That is a good attack. But if you get an extra free lightning energy on, it does 170 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Well, that's a little bit better. Problem is, as soon as you've done that, those free energy are just sitting there. And that sucks. Because now you can't do anything with them. You got free energy sitting on a Pokemon that cannot make any use of them. Oh, look. In comes Tag Switch. And I think that's probably why this card has been designed in the way that it has. It allows you to take that energy which would otherwise be wasted and move it to a Pokemon where it is not wasted. That's amazing. And we love it. Because the thing is, these Tag Team GXs, most of the good ones accelerate energy. That's generally speaking what they do. And what's awesome here is that you can take that accelerated energy and put it somewhere else. Now, purely hypothetically, when we had Mega Pokemon, we had Mega Turbo. This allowed you to accelerate energy to Mega Pokemon. If we ever got something like this for tag teams, being able to then move it off would be even more awesomely great. But let's have a look at some of them. I mean, if we go back to Pikachu and Zekrom, the general turn 1 play, or turn as early as you possibly can, play Thunder Mountain to reduce your attack cost by 1, play Tapu Koko to attach 1 energy from the discard to each of 2 bench Pokemon. One of them is Pikachu and Zekrom. You then attach for the turn, use the attack, and then you can accelerate free energy ready to do the GX attack next turn. So you can get a turn 2 GX attack here quite nicely. But then you've got 2 energy sitting on there. In comes this. How about playing either Eevee and Snorlax or Magikarp and Wailord, along with a Quagsire and Naganadel combination? What we can do there is accelerate energy to whoever we want, and then move it off. Now, obviously, Quagsire can move it to the active, but maybe Quagsire goes down. Or maybe you're in the active and you can't get out the active, but you're about to be KO'd. Maybe you move it off in that way. Maybe you're using Malamar to accelerate energy to, it could be a Snorlax, or it could be a Latios and Latias, or it could be the upcoming Greninja and Garchomp that we looked at just the other day. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, you can accelerate with Malamar and then move it over. And yes, you end up with a question of, well, hang on a second, why didn't we just accelerate it to that Pokemon in the first place? Well, a million different reasons. Maybe that Pokemon wasn't on the field. Maybe your Malamar have been KO'd. Maybe your opponent gets a slacking in the active. But either way, you can get the energy over. But certainly, rather than stuff like Malamar, this would work better in a one-off energy acceleration situation. And we've got a great one of them coming with Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX. Now, Reshiram and Charizard Tag Team GX is coming around in the next set. And it's great. It's really, really good. What it does is for free energy, it does 230 and you cannot use that attack next turn. But the GX attack lets you either do free energy 200 or 6 energy 300 goes through any effects on the defending Pokemon. And we're getting a great, great card, Welder. Welder lets you attach 2 energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, they've got to be fire energy, and then you draw 3 cards. Wonderful. And similarly, we've got Kiawe. All of this accelerates energy. But just like we saw with Pikachu and Zekrom, you don't really want 6 energy on a Reshiram and Charizard. Now, you want 6 energy on a Reshiram and Charizard this turn, but then that energy's wasted. So what you do is you play Tag Switch, you move the energy off, and you're absolutely rolling. How about a completely different use for this? How about Celebi and Venusaur Tag Team GX? Now, this was seeing a lot of play and a lot of hype over in Japan, but unfortunately hasn't really lived up to it. It's a little bit of a shame. And the hook of that deck is that you use stuff like Life Forest Prism Star and the Shaman from Lost Thunder, and you heal. You don't really accelerate energy, but that's alright, because you just get the energy on manually and you sit there and you heal. And you heal. And you heal. And incidentally, this deck would play double colorless energy, so that would be a better use for this. But there comes that time where you just can't heal any longer. And you're about to be KO'd. Now, in an ideal situation, you'll play an Ace Roller. Problem is, you're not accelerating energy in a Celebi and Venusaur deck. Which means that you're going to lose that energy. Now, you're not losing it as if it would get KO'd. The energy's going into your hand, but you're losing those energy attachments. 2 attachments for the first attack, and 3 attachments for the other. That's going to take you 2 or 3 turns to get rolling again. It's a little bit of a pain, ladies and gentlemen. It is far from ideal. So what we do is we use Tag Switch to move the energy over to a new Venusaur. Then we can play Ace Roller to pick up our Celebi and Venusaur. And then we're good. We're back rolling. We don't have to worry about accelerating energy or attaching energy or any of that. And we can keep attacking with Celebi and Venusaur and maybe even build up another one on the bench. One deck that's been really, really good over in Japan lately is Quad, Buzzwole, and Paramotor. And the way Quad, Buzzwole, and Paramotor works is you're going to get a Pokemon knocked out. So the first one, you just sit there, you manually attach, and you accept that sooner or later it's going to go down. At which point your opponent has no choice but to be on 3 prizes remaining. There's no other option, unless they can pull some weird double KO and win the game in 1 hit, but they can't usually do that. At which point you can start using Beast Ring to accelerate energy, which is great then. And then the Beast Ring runs out. And then you can't use Beast Ring anymore. And then you want to be Ace Rollering your Buzzwole and Paramotor, but oh no, ladies and gentlemen, you lose the energy, in comes Tag Switch. The reality is, if you ain't playing a Tag Team GX deck, you don't want this. It's not good. But if you are playing a Tag Team GX deck, you've got to consider this. They are expensive Pokemon. And essentially there are 2 uses. Use number 1, it's about to get KO'd, let's not lose the energy. Use number 2, use your Tag Team GX attack without then being in the awkward position of having so much energy that you can't really do anything with it. I am a big, big fan of this card in Tag Team GX decks. I'm giving it 4 wussies. We've all been there where you have to Ace Roller a Tag Team GX and give up all the energy in a situation where it's hard to get it back out again. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? If you ain't, you're going to be there again. And if you have, you're going to be there again. This is going to help with that beautifully. But I would very much like to know what you think about this card. So please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. But please do remember the rule, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice, would you? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about other games and have a lot of fun doing so. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.